Hey Jamsters, thanks again for pressing play and welcome once again to another edition of the Suns Jam Session Podcast on the BLEAV Podcast Network, brought to you by FanDuel, where I hope you took the Suns money line, or the points. They were what, plus 5.5 entering this game, and even as they were playing well and tied after the first quarter, NBC showed the live updates and they go, well, it's now plus 7.5. It's like the Suns are actually playing good. But you're going to take away our odds. Okay. If that's what you want to do, FanDuel, they'll take care of you. A fun game tonight because anytime the Suns beat LA or cook them, in this case, it's a good night. And obviously, there's some downsides of what happened and how we got here tonight. But at the same time, a victory against the Lakers is always sweet. It moves to the Suns to 13-8. And the Lakers now 15-5. This was the second team in the Western Conference that the Suns beat tonight. So let's talk about it on this edition of the Suns Jam Session Podcast, the original postgame podcast on Planet Orange, shooting the shit about the Suns since 2019.
Session Podcast, shooting the shit about the Suns since 2019.
Matthew, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. See this smile? I'm
Look
doing
at the
great.
Smile.
I am doing great. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
You got
a
a
great
smile?
game. Sucks that it started at 8:00. Sucks it was on Peacock. I feel like I've seen the Peacock presentation. I'm fine with it. I'd rather just listen to Tom Leander and Tom Chambers and Kay Ray and Amanda Pflugrad. Like, I miss my homies. Okay, I miss my homies.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I actually like them. I think I mentioned it 5 times today or tonight watching the game to my girlfriend that I like these guys. They're funny. Like, they do a good job at explaining the game, but they just they're very colorful and they paint the game in a different way with their reach for words. So I enjoy it.
I think I'll break it down why in my burn book, but let's not start there. I got a question for you.
Matthew, I've got to ask.
So, Matthew, I got to ask. Obviously, the unfortunate news coming out of this glorious win over the Los Angeles Lakers is Devin Booker hurts his groin, right? He had a really good first quarter. He had 11 points in the first. He was 4 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. He had 3 assists. He had a couple rebounds. He was looking good. Went to the bench in between quarters, went and back to the locker room, and we didn't see him again until he was in street clothes. And obviously, when that happens, one, it's frustrating. 2, it's, oh, no, here we go again. And 3, and the question I have for you, Matthew, at that point, did you think the Suns were fucked?
Yeah, a little bit. Not too fucked, but it was going to be interesting because this team had to do it without him. I think we've been missing Book in a few of our losses when the team puts it all out there and he doesn't really show up. But it was one of these games where it's like we kind of need him because, like you said, he started out great. He was 1 for 4 to start, but after that, he hit 3 buckets in a row. He was really grooving. I was excited for him to come back in the second quarter. And it's like, where is he? And then I looked on Twitter and everyone's like, where is Booker? Is he taking a piss? And I was like, damn it, dude. And I told you before the pod, I feel like it's always in LA where he gets hurt and he's just gone. But I don't know, man. I think the way the season's going, obviously, we're very excited about this team. It just seems like it's about time for him to get hurt. And then who knows how long it's going to take him to come back. But you're just worried about it sitting there the whole time, even though the Suns played great tonight. It was a great win.
It's funny you say that because it's literally like a December thing. Last year, he hurt his groin and he missed 5 games. 2023, his groin was fine. It was perfect. It was a pristine groin, some would say. But in 2022, he injured his groin and he was out for 20 games. So it's almost like the November air does something to Booker's nether regions and he strains it. And I don't know if I thought the team was fucked at that point, but I was honestly, the first thing that went through my head is remember when Devin Booker fouled out of the game against Minnesota and Colin Gillespie took over and we won the game?
Yeah.
The first thing that went through my mind is like, okay, we'll see how long this injury lasts, but we're definitely going to get it at least for tonight. Let's see how this team responds. right? And we had the same experience when Jalen Green got injured in the first quarter of his second game back, where I feel like from an intestinal fortitude standpoint and from a how do you respond to adversity standpoint, the Phoenix Suns now in twice in this exact scenario have responded in a way that it makes you forget the guy even was injured. And that's my first thing on the bright side.
Tell me the
Right side.
And I know that I will continue to reference the team of the past 2 years because that's the hell that we are coming from. And I think because of what we experienced, it makes us that much more appreciative of what we're experiencing now. And I feel like last year, the team would seek any opportunity for an excuse to fold. And this Suns team tonight, Matthew, they had an excuse to fold. Now, granted, it was 31-31 after the first quarter, but you lose your best scorer. Jalen Green's gone. Grayson Allen, after one game back against Denver, is out with an illness. So, like, your three best scorers are out. And so you're like, okay, like the team of last year would have been like, okay, just start taking our backs to the plane. You know, we got to play in Houston on Friday. It's over. This team, Matthew, they're not built that way, man.
No, not at all. And I was thinking too, because we don't play till Friday. I'm like, they're gonna leave it all out on the floor, and they did in the second quarter. The thing though with this team that's so different, like you said, the hustle, everything's gonna stay there to the end of the game. They're gonna complete these games no matter who's on the floor. But it's weird to see these guys, just even Dylan Brooks and Colin Gillespie, of course, but those two leading our team just be like, watch me, watch what I can do. They have not been unleashed until this year. Both those guys. So it's like they are proving to everybody that they are offensively talented. They can run an offense. They can take high percentage shots, and they can move the ball too. And they've both been doing that. So to rely on that with the up tempo, the fast breaks, the steals, everything, where you're just like, this Lakers team's like, we have not faced a team like this yet this season. And they're scratching their head. They look exhausted in the eyes. They're like, can we just end this game? Like, that's the way the Suns were to end the first half, and they just continued it right out of the gate in the second half. So it's just one of those things where you're just like, dude, that's a dog, so I'm gonna mute.
Well, I'll say it's interesting the point that you bring up, because you think about it, like Dylan Brooks in every situation, yeah, he's like the third or fourth guy, right? In Memphis, you know, it was like Ja Morant and Triple J and Desmond Bane, and then he goes to Houston, and then it's Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet and Alfred Şengün. So he never had been put in a position where he needed to be the guy. He could be the guy for small stretches throughout the game, but not for the game. And that's exactly what we saw from this team. And I love what Gavin says in the chat. He goes, Matthew has our squad in the house, a bunch of dogs.
They are dogs, but they're very smart dogs, high IQ, right? They're police dogs, and they play in a way where you trust everybody. Obviously, we've known that since the start of the season after they started 1-4, but they just, after that, you can trust everybody on the floor. Like when it goes a good one, you know that he's gonna make the right play. You know that even Oso Iguodala's gonna make the right play, even though sometimes he can't finish, sometimes he can't make the right pass, but these guys are always looking for the next thing. And that's why it's so great, because when guys like Devin Booker and Jalen Green are playing, they are the next great thing. They are the next great competitor to come out and just take a team by surprise, maybe, but also they're ready for it. You can tell the practice, everything they put in the offseason, training camp, you know, the practices in between games, like they're making an effort to really just kind of correct things and make sure, like, hey, next man up. Yeah, and he's going to be doing the same thing that this guy before him. So he's going to just take the place of somebody that was doing the thing that he knows how to do. So they're just so interchangeable. It's fucking crazy. Like rebounding too, like by committee, the guards, like they just do everything. And it's fucking nuts to watch. I don't understand it, but I love it.
And a lot of
credit
goes to this guy.
He's Jordan Knox, the best coach Sparty money has bought. Yes, he's Jordan. He's Jordan Knox.
Like, I've fallen in love with Jordan Ott because he gets every ounce of talent out of these guys. He's a great motivator. He's a great tactician. And you're seeing it night in and night out to where this team they're prepared, Matthew. And I know it sounds dumb to ask your basketball team to be prepared, but after a year with Vogel, Coach Bud Light couldn't find the only thing he could find was the mini fridge at the hotel. Frank Vogel was lost in the sauce as well. He wasn't as sauced as Bud, but he was just lost. And every night this team comes in prepared. They have a game plan, and sometimes it doesn't equate to victories, right? Like you and I didn't have a chance to talk about the Denver game. Obviously, I was at the backyard at Desert Ridge. I was having some espresso martinis because it was a long day. I was at the backyard in the morning meeting with some friends who were in town for Thanksgiving. So I had some beers in the morning. I'd have some espresso martinis at night. I watched the whole game. I just didn't have an opportunity to talk about it. But in that game, like the Suns had a game plan. It just the shots stopped falling, and the talent of the Denver Nuggets combined with the mind of Jokic ultimately took over. But that they're going to be in every game, and again, that's what makes watching this team fun. It's like Christian says in the chat: dogs give a shit, and this Suns team gives a shit.
And the last few, the last one for sure, they're kind of surrounding themselves around Devin Booker and his struggles too. Like this team has to wait for him to kind of get out of something, but everybody else is really hitting on all cylinders. I think Brooks really struggled the last 2 games with his shot, but he's been obviously magnificent. He's been the best scorer on the team before Booker, maybe comes back and he can hit some shots. But that's one thing you have to worry about, right? Is like relying on Booker to hit shots when everybody else is kind of hitting. And it's crazy to see even guys like Royce O'Neal bring the ball down, set up the offense, and he's looked a lot better too. Because before, like he was having such a hard time on screens, and he couldn't really move with the defender in ISO. And now he looks different. I don't know what changed, but you trust him more with the ball now. He has good spacing between a defender, but he's making the right plays too. So I was like, why is we have to trust Royce? And he did swell, man. I think it's because everybody on the Lakers team too, and in the future, other teams, they're going to have to worry about every guy on the floor for the Suns. With the cutting, everything that they do without the ball, they're going to have to worry about it. So it's in the back of their mind, like, what the fuck's going on behind me? And it's hard to pay attention to what's in front of you at the same time.
Yeah, Royce O'Neal was, there's so many guys that we could sit here and talk, about all the great performances all night long. And it's hard not to, because everyone had to step up and do something somewhat different. And Royce O'Neal's a great personification of that.
Yeah, bling, bling, bling. Royce. Yeah, nigga, Royce.
On this game ends with a grand total of 6 points. And he's the first player we're going to be talking about, but 11 assists.
Yep.
He kind of took over as the guy who's like, listen, I'm going to be out here on the perimeter, and I know that they're going to blitz me because I'm a shooter. And the moment that they do, I'm not going to take a ton of threes. He was 2 of 6 from beyond the arc, nothing crazy. But it was the fact that he took over those playmaking duties and did so well. And it always penetrate and pop. That's all he was doing. He was just penetrate and pop. Only had 1 turnover. So even as he was getting into the muck, if you will, he was executing, and that ties a career high for him. He had 11 assists back in 2023 against the Portland Trailblazers when he was playing for the Brooklyn Nets. 11 assists from Rolls Royce tonight, man. We don't have to spend a ton of time talking about him, but a hat tip to him, because we really needed somebody to kind of step up that playmaking that Devin Booker had, but he didn't have the same amount of turnovers as Booker had. So that was great.
Yeah, just the 1 turnover. Yeah, it's just like the whole team. As a year progresses, you find like little things here and there that the Suns are not very good at, and they kind of just tune it up. And I think exactly what Royce did tonight showed that he can improve on different ends of the floor, just handling the ball and setting up the offense. It wasn't too much. Like the Suns were cruising all right. Like they had the 17 made threes, but that's just their game, right? They're 5th in the league right now of 3-point percentage. So obviously, even with Grayson Allen out for as long as he was, it kept that up above top of the league. They still stayed true to who they are, and that is who they are. They can just spread the ball up top. They have great spacing between the defender, and they shoot long threes, and that helps with the screens up top and just trying to hit guys below in the paint on the pick and roll. Like they fill the holes so well. And that sounded really weird.
Ooh, pause.
All 5 holes. Now, but I really do think, though, when you're looking at guys as a point guard, like we keep talking about power forward, the Suns might need, whatever. I don't understand. Like, I can't really think of an actual player we might need to add to this team to make it still gel and flow well, right? Across the board, we in every kind of department with stats, like we're pretty good. Like we're fine. We can hold our own with who we have on the floor. that's why, like, when the trade deadline comes and stuff, I hope none of these guys move, because they become so in tune with what Ott has taught them that every game, like, they're just too well in tune to where teams are just kind of like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this team. Like,
which is great.
It's
exactly where you
Yeah.
want to be. And I'll add to that. Ishbia and Brian Gregory told us this past offseason that they were looking for specific kind of players, right? Who have the mentality that we've watched and we've experienced to the tune of 13-8 thus far this season. And a great example of that is Jamare Bouye, right?
Yes.
This guy is playing for the Austin Spurs in the G League, and we pick him up on a two-way, give him a couple games with the Valley Suns, and he comes up and he's been a legitimate contender. And why? Because he personifies all those little things that matter: the attitude, the effort. I mentioned it to you when I watched him play in the G League a few games ago, because I was watching Mala Watch, and I was like, whoa, man, this Bouye guy, he's a dog. Like, he's a ball player. He's the kind of guy who can go down to the local rec center and just school everybody. And all these NBA players can, but like, he's so twitchy, and he does it on offense and defense. And that's the key. And that's another thing that I had on my notes for Brightside is the effort on defense with this team. That's why the Suns won this game. If you're somebody who's listening to this podcast or watching it later and you didn't have a chance to watch the game, and it's understandable, start at 8:00, and you go 125 to 108, what the fuck happened? Like, how the Suns and Booker got injured? What happened in this game? The Lakers had 22 turnovers, and the Suns were stealing it, man. I mean, they had 16 steals in this game. Yep. The Suns had 32 points off those turnovers. On the other end, the Suns were careful with the ball. They only turned the ball over 11 times, and that led to only 13 points off turnovers. So that's one way. Another thing, and the Shine Box says it in the chat, this team has some of the best defensive rotations I've seen other than the Thunder. It was the reason we hung with the Thunder the other night, and that's so true. This team on defense, the way that they rotate and close out is unbelievably, it's hard to describe, because it's so efficient and effective and disruptive, and you can see how it bothers teams. And it's almost like a quarterback that gets sacked, right? You sack a quarterback 2 or 3 times, they start to get jumpy in the pocket and start making bad decisions. And that's all the NBA is. It's elite players aren't elite because they're the best at shooting the ball. They're the best at making decisions on when to shoot the ball and where to shoot the ball. It's the same thing on defense. The way that this Suns team is playing right now is because of their disruptive nature, they're forcing opposing teams into making bad decisions or looking over their shoulder and pausing before they make a pass. And if you think about when we played the Thunder, the number one thing that you notice when we played the Thunder is the way that they jumped every pass lane. And as time progressed in the game, passes that are normally fluid for the Suns, they would double pump because they had to make sure that nobody was jumping the pass lane. The Suns did that exact thing tonight in LA.
And really, the defense was the main contributor, because I think, the offense started out great in the third, but obviously, like, you're going to kind of go cold here and there. But my one thing was, hey, just stay tight on your defense. Don't let any, guy get hot. Don't let anybody loose. Don't let any back cuts happen. Like, just stay tight defensively. Make sure that you're actually keeping up on the full court press, and just stay on your guys. A lot of it was just man to man. And I think the real guy, too, tonight that led the defense was Ryan Dunn.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun,
and I think it was
back.
Just,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I think
hit you with the stat line, but you got it.
No, yeah. If you want to do that after, but I was just going to say quickly about him, man. Like, the way he actually manned up, and most of these players, but tonight, like, he held Austin Reeves to the 16 points. About, like, he was banning him up, and Austin Reeves didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
and
LeBron.
And LeBron, and like, there was one where he did him up so good, dude, and LeBron still got the shot over him. It was nothing but net. But I don't know how he got that shot over him. Like, LeBron's just obviously that good. But the way he has been just nailing it defensively, where he is just on these guys, not committing fouls. He's on top of them, but not like really the contact that refs are looking for to give these Lakers a break and get into the free throw line. Mm-hmm. He's doing just enough to where it's driving these guys crazy. And tonight, like, we missed him. Like, I never thought I would say it, but we definitely missed him when he was gone defensively, because he only played the 20 minutes tonight, but obviously it's going to come up if Book's gone. Like, he'll be filling his role, obviously playing the guard position at times. But I do think that when Ryan Dunn's in there, man, like he is the main dude now. He's the main vocal point of that. Obviously, it's a team defense, but he's, I think, going to be by the end of the year the main guy. I know it's Dylan Brooks probably right now, but this is the guy that really has the physical attributes to make a difference more than what Dylan Brooks can, I feel like.
All I had in my notes for Ryan Dunn was looks like an NBA player, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely does. No, he definitely does, dude.
He does.
Hey,
When he stepped on the court, and again, Ryan Dunn, he's missed the past few games, had the wrist injury after a foul by Rudy Gobert where he fell down, kind of hurt his wrist, and only played 20 minutes, as you noted, right? He was 3 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from beyond the arc. He had 6 points, but he had 8 rebounds, 2 of those on the offensive board. Offensive boards. He had 2 steals and 1 assist. But when he stepped onto the court, you instantly saw, and I love this word because it personifies Ryan Dunn. You saw a disruptor. And that's what he was there to do. He was there to fuck some shit up. And defensively, that's what he did. He was a pest. He was annoying. Austin Reeves didn't know what to do to him because Austin Reeves is one of those players, very much like Luka, who, excuse me, seeks contact to try to get to the foul line. That's what he does. LeBron does it too. Luka has a PhD, just like SGA, right? Those guys they know how to generate contact in order to get to the free throw line. They jump into you. And like Austin Reeves is averaging 9.6 free throw attempts per game this year. Austin Reeves had 1 free throw attempt in this game because Ryan Dunn wouldn't fall for his tricks. He would jump towards Dunn and Dunn would just move out of the way. And he would kind of be discombobulated because what's always made Ryan Dunn a quality player. And for those of you who listen to the show or watch the show or read my writing on Brightside, you know how I feel about Ryan Dunn. I feel like his ceiling, until he proves otherwise, is a rotational player. Somebody who comes in off the bench like he did tonight and is just highly disruptive because offensively he's not there yet. He's great at the offensive rebounds and the putbacks, but his real skill is being somebody who's long and can come in and show you a different look defensively and can affect your shot, but it's his instincts that make him who he is and who he was coming out of Virginia. We all knew he couldn't shoot, but we knew that he had great defensive instincts, and we saw it from Summer League on his first season. We saw it this past Summer League as well, and it's just a matter if he can ever develop an offensive game, he becomes somebody who's a really viable rotation player, but he looked absolutely fantastic.
So good. And we didn't talk about this guy yet, dude.
Your villain junior is Colin Gillespie.
And I call it
Gillespie.
Well, we did a little bit, just a
tad.
That fourth quarter, him hitting shot after shot after shot, talking to the crowd, talking to the Lakers bench. I'm pretty sure that he said, "I'm him" to some fans down there in the front row. To be him and Jamari Bouye, 2 guys where other teams are like, who the fuck is this? Other fans are like, who is this? To have the confidence those 2 guys have to go in there, just make after like one play after the other. It's something that a lot of players can't do and have that kind of confidence. These 2 guys, and Bouye obviously is a different level than what we're seeing in Gillespie, obviously, but they don't care, man. They're out there, they're playing their game, and they are just killing these other teams, especially on those threes, those daggers where Gillespie before in the beginning of the season was having a hard time on just those ISO threes.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's come down the court and he's hitting like the logo threes, like just the balls on the dude. Like he was incredible tonight. I'm scared the league's going to notice him and take him away from the Suns.
No, extend him on the flight home. Extend him on the flight to Houston.
Trade. Yeah.
But Dylan Brooks, 33 points tonight, took 26 shots to get there, right? He was 15 of 26, 2 of 7 from beyond the arc, 2 assists, only had 4 personal fouls, and he picked up his third one pretty early there. He had 0 points in the fourth, mind you. It was the third where he was just going banana cakes and yelling at the crowd and getting into it. And he kind of carried the third while, of course, the guy that you're mentioning, the guy that we need to extend as soon as possible, carried the fourth.
Your villain junior is Colin Gillespie.
Why did I do that? I meant to do Dylan Brooks. But Colin Gillespie, 10 of 19, dude. 8 of 14. from beyond the arc, 8 of 14. In that fourth quarter that you mentioned, Colin Gillespie, 4 of 6, because the Lakers had some hope. And we knew what was going to happen. We know the script in LA. That fourth quarter was going to be laden with whistles.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that this team could have got back in the game is if free throws were granted to the Lakers. And every time they start to get on a little bit of a run, pow, Colin Gillespie, pow, pow, Colin Gillespie. Unbelievable game by him. Unbelievable.
Could you?
20,
I mean, he's thinking that he's just like, Booker, this is my team now. I know it's Brooks, maybe it's his team, but I love what Brooks does for this team. Absolutely been a great year by him, but I just think that for someone to run a team and just do what he wants offensively with this, and even obviously the full court and all that shit,
the confidence.
He's the perfect dude to take the ball from Book if Book is hurt and just be the Booker of this team until he comes back. You know what I mean? Like, I have the confidence in him to do it.
Well, and what he's doing, and like, let me go through his last few games, because ever since he starting, if you will, for the Suns, I mean, he's gone next level, right? So let's take a look here. So this is what his third start of the season. So his past, let's just go, God damn, he's been in double digits the last 8 games, so 9 games in a row. But if you take a look at his past 9 games, not including tonight, right, he's averaging 16.9 points per game. He's doing it on 49, 48, 1,000 splits, 4.6 assists, 2.3 turnovers, so 2-to-1 turnover assist to turnover ratio. What he's doing is giving the Suns options, and that's what the Suns, as you and I know, over the past few seasons, haven't had options. But now they have options. When you have a guy who takes that next step, and he's taking a step on somebody like the Heat. Normally, you don't see this. The Heat are always the team that get two-way guys or undrafted guys and turn them into quality players. He's becoming that for the Suns. So now it comes to the point, it's like, okay, Booker's might be injured for the next few games. We'll see what happens with the groin. Jalen Green continues to be injured. We probably won't see him till right around Christmas, is my guess. Is our first chance we could see him. The Suns, based on where they're at and given the complexity of the upcoming schedule, they might just say, you know what, we'll wait to the New Year's. But once everybody's back and everybody's healthy, then we do have some of a dilemma on our hands. It's like, do you still start Colin Gillespie? Do you give Booker and Green some run? Does Green become dispensable now? Is he somebody who you go, hey, until February, the whole month, end of December, all of January, halfway through February, play your ass off. Let's see what you got. He's vibing with the team. Do you trade him then? And see meet another need of the team. And I mean, I just like it because there's options for the team now, where I felt like at the end of last season, we felt like there was no options ever for this team ever again.
Yeah, you hit on everybody except for Nick Richards, who didn't play tonight, which, there's
no one wants him.
So it's a tough one. But yeah, not playing him is probably the best option right now.
It is, and he didn't play tonight, and I was okay with it because, again, I really felt like we lost the game against the Nuggets when Nick Richards entered the game because he was just so owned.
There's too many boneheaded plays.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel bad for the guy. I'm going to say that 100 times as I do, but boneheaded, man.
Well, that was my big thing coming into the year with Nick Richards. I'm like, dude, the guy has the physical attributes, but his basketball IQ, that's where we need to see progression. And unfortunately, we're seeing too much of this. Like, oh no, what did I do?
Just mistakes you would probably see like in a summer league or something. Like, it's a rare kind of look from a backup center in the NBA. It didn't make a lot of sense what he was trying to do out there. So
real
I'm
quick,
glad it's over with right now.
I want to give a shout out to the guy that he would be backing up if he was playing.
Yeah, Mark Williams is a bad man. Yeah, ripping rebounds, blocking shots, playing like a madman. Yeah, crowd go wild when he raised that hand. Pain in the paint, that's the master plan. Bad man.
13 points on 6 of 8 shooting in 24, almost 25 minutes played, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, owned the interior the way that he should have in this game. And I think that that's what's important. And the way that he ran the floor, there was numerous occasions where, the Lakers are learning that DA doesn't always get back in transition. He'll kind of look at the ref and complain about something. Meanwhile, Mark Williams is sprinting down there and getting fucking jams. And at key points in the game, again, I feel like the reason the Suns won this game is Booker had a great first. Brooks and Williams had a great second quarter. Brooks and Williams kind of had a great third quarter, and then Colin Gillespie took us home. And that's how that's a team right there, ladies and jamsters. That's how you win ball games as a team. But Mark Williams was a primary cog in the wheel that was spinning all over the Lakers tonight.
Yeah, I think everybody knows how I feel about Mark Williams. I love him. Everyone knows how I feel about DA. I hate him. What's more fun to talk about right now? Dude, when DA was getting owned by him, especially like you were talking about getting back on defense, like, and then he doesn't. He just puts his head down. He was jogging back. Williams beats him back. And as soon as he tries to inbound the ball, DA does, it was a lazy pass. It was almost another turnover. I obviously the DA thing is funny to me because there's a lot right now in the media. I just have to do a quick rant. Everyone keeps talking about how great he's doing, right? But they keep missing the point where he is in interviews after games talking about like, yeah, my teammates had to really get me up to play this game. It's like,
bingo.
If you hear that and
that's
you're in
a warning
media,
signal.
It's a warning. Yeah, that's what we've always heard. And then during the game, Austin Reeves has to get into his face basically. Well, right next to me, like, come on, let's go. And DA's like, yep. It's going to be a mess when it ends with him and the Lakers. He's good, right? But that is just frustrating as a fan, especially in this game against Mark Williams where he's being out hustled. He had one good offensive rebound for the Jam. Other than that, man, like he was just so fucking lazy in the paint and he just stands there and he doesn't move. He doesn't do anything. And it's just like, I don't even know how he gets 10 rebounds a game, if that, or 9 rebounds a game. But that was fun.
He had 9 rebounds and he had 12 points, and DA was also 6 of 8, right? So I mean, very similar stat lines, but very different ways of getting there. And that's the key. And that's why whenever we've had these conversations over the years, so many people who are very pro DeAndre Ayton or pro any player are going to point to different statistics. And that's why the eye test matters, because there's different ways to get the same stats. And tonight was a great encapsulation of that.
That felt so good.
Anything it did. Anything else for the bright side, or should we turn the page to the burn book yet?
Well, actually, this wasn't a burn book, but it's actually a bright side. Luka Doncic with the Karen haircut still. No one's told him that he looks like Karen with that haircut.
Well, let's talk about Luka.
The Suns Jam session. Burn book.
The Suns Jam session. Burn book.
I fucking hate Luka Doncic, and if he was on my team, he'd be my favorite player ever. I mean, he goes out there and scores 20 points in the first quarter, man. He's just like, he's so unbelievable. He ends with 38 points, 11 rebounds, and he almost had a triple-double because he had 9 turnovers, Matthew. He's one of the primary reasons that the Suns started losing, or the Lakers started losing in that second half, is because he started just turning the ball over. And it looked like, again, I credit Jordan Ott for the way that he approaches adjustments in this game and on the season, because that's exactly what he determined. He's like, you know what? That guy went apeshit on us in the first quarter, but you know what? Unless that's going to be their entire offense, just play the passing lanes on the weak side, and I guarantee you, you're gonna feast. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, and they started just kind of swarming his knees, and like he didn't know where the defenders were coming from. Like there was that stint where the Suns had 3 turnovers in a row forced, but they called one back because Royce fouled him. Even though I don't know, I didn't get a better look at it. It did not look like a foul.
That was Luka Doncic calling his own foul.
Exactly. They're like, there's no way they can get this many steals in a row. That was 3 in a row, and they're fucking taking it from Luka, and he's like, hold on, wait, give me a second, timeout. And Bouyer's just like, he's giving him trouble in the backcourt. It was great to watch. And, you know, it's like, how do you cover Luka? You really don't, but you got to make it at least frustrating to him. And you can't give in to his fouls. Like you said, they kind of did in the beginning a little bit, but then as the game went on, Luka gets so frustrated, he gets in his own head. And then that's why a lot of people didn't want him in the draft and stuff. Like that, he's still that way, right? He gets in his own head and he complains. And then maybe that's why Dallas traded him. But I do think, though, that there was a play where Mark Williams got hit in the head by Luka, like a frustration foul too. And I felt like he just like hit him, but no review on that. Like, I love seeing Luka frustrated. I love seeing DA and Luka lose to a Suns team without Booker. It felt so good, dude. And LeBron is so old and just, I mean,
they have to keep him in there just so he gets his 10 points. It's adorable.
I guess so. Yeah. He was miserable, man. Like he was getting blocked. His shots were getting blocked. He was trying to get back on defense. It wasn't working out. He was throwing passes that were getting picked off. Gillespie was taking the ball away from him at once. Like it was bad, but it was great. It was the best Lakers beating ever, I think, in regular season.
I was about to say, like, that playoff run was really fun. Another thing, and this kind of coincides with that, is the Laker dick sucking. And this is why I had my only really issue with the broadcast was there was that run that spanned from the end of the third quarter into the fourth, I think, where the Suns went on like a 20-4 run. And the only highlight they showed was like Ayton hitting a jumper. And like how Ayton, Ayton hit a jumper in the paint, and they're like, "Let's look at the highlight." And like, dude, we just stuck like 3 threes in your face. We're running offense leading to defense, And I was like, "Oh, that's what you get when you get a Laker nationally televised game." Outside of that, like you said, I think NBC did do a good job.
It
was entertaining. It was hilarious seeing the one guy sitting next to Austin Butler, and the whole time you could tell he was awkward because, like, if I was that guy, I'd be like, "Yo, Austin, you want to say anything to the people at home?" He'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like, say something like Elvis. I'd have fun with it. But he was just like nervous. But yeah, it's what happens when you play against the Lakers. But again, the Suns being smart, being cerebral, didn't allow the officials a chance because they only shot 15 free throws. Now, granted, we only shot 8 as a team, but they only shot 15 free throws. This is a team entering tonight shot, let's see, free throws per game.
23?
28.5.
28.
Only the Magic shoot more at 30.8. 28.5. They average 23 made free throws a game. That's 23 points. Some teams don't score that in a quarter. In fact, they didn't score that in the second quarter. And they only got 13 free points tonight. And kudos to the Suns for that. So I love our burns. Our burns are actually just dissing the Lakers.
Yeah, well, we have to get it in. And I'm just thinking, I know it's only one game, but they were having so much fun, right? Like, there were Lion t-shirts for DeAndre Ayton and stuff like that. And JJ Redick having good press conferences. I want to see his after this game because he was probably frustrated as all hell.
This is one of those games where I'm amped up, and so it's going to be hard to go to sleep. So I'll just sit here on Twitter in my office and just like look at JJ Redick post game.
Storming out of post game. I'm sure he stormed out. And just one thing too, like, this Lakers team, obviously they have a lot of talent, but is it going to lead to wins? I don't know. They're a boring team to watch. I like, obviously, sometimes
any Luka team is boring.
It's just like in Dallas, like it was like, yeah, I'm actually glad he got traded because I was sick of watching him on Dallas. Like, it was kind of boring as hell. Like, obviously we hate Luka in a way, but when the Suns are in the playoffs or whatever, like, he's fun to watch in the playoffs, but I don't know, man. And Austin Reeves, like, is that going to stay together? Who knows? That's always going to be the big question with that team.
I think it will, just because LeBron after this season, I mean, he's either going to retire or go somewhere else. I believe that because he doesn't have any leverage right now, so he can't force his way anywhere. They're moving on to the next stint of who and what they are. The challenge with them is they're role players, and don't get me wrong, like, Lakers are a good team, right? They're 15-4, 15-5, bitches. But I'm not overly impressed with their depth. Are you?
No, I never was. I really wasn't. But also, I was a guy too. I was like, you have the best player on the floor, you're gonna win. But
you are, and you're 15-5 because of it. But like,
yeah, exactly.
Gabe Vincent, right? Jake LaRavia, Dalton Connect, Jackson Hayes is their backup 5. Remember last season when they were in the postseason, the number one challenge they had was their bigs. And so what did they do? They went and got DeAndre Ayton, and DeAndre Ayton is a solid player. He's a $6 to $8 million a year center, right? Just like Mark Williams is. But they still have a lot of gaping holes, and it's going to be interesting in time to see how they develop as a team and how they utilize and how their depth is tested. Because I think that, again, it's a team that up to this point of the season, like, who they played. Now, this is me being
that's the thing, yeah. A lot of sucky teams out there right now.
Let me see. Expanded. So here, let's just where am I at? Let's do a Dave Stat Me, huh?
Ooh, Dave Stat Me.
So the Lakers thus far this year are 4-4 now after losing to the Suns against teams over 500. Below 500, they're 11-1. So they're a team that's like Oklahoma City, who's 14-1. They've only played 6 games against teams above 500. Minnesota Timberwolves are 10-1 against teams below 500, but 2-7 against quality teams. The Suns are 4-6 against teams over 500 and 9-3. So to your point, Matthew, there's a lot of sucky teams out there, and while a lot of people, this narrative is starting to fade away because the Suns over the last 5 games have really started to play some tough competition and have even tougher competition ahead of them. They're another one of those teams that's banking wins on teams you should beat. But as time progresses, what happens in LA with their depth is going to be very interesting. And I know one thing, Matthew, and I'll add this to my burn book. I'll write this in there too. I should have a book in here, and I'm like,
You should, yeah, an old burnt one, huh? Take it out of the fire.
I'm out there burning books. My neighbor's like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Burn the Bible."
But the league somehow will bail the Lakers out again.
Oh, yeah.
Team will make a trade with them, give them flexibility, and again, they're the team that not only gets the best. They're like the annoying guy in your fantasy football league who sends you a trade and asks for the better player and the better draft pick, and like the trigger gets pulled, and they actually get the better player and the better draft pick in the trade, and it annoys me.
Yeah. And like we were saying, there's so many sucky teams right now where Lakers probably just need one thing, right? To get over the hump and just be that team that is unbeatable. Like right now, there's probably 4 teams in the league that are unbeatable if you're looking at it from the Suns' viewpoint. But other than that, every other team's beatable. That's why I feel like the West is a lot weaker than I thought it was heading into the season. It's been basically kind of like a free run here now and then.
The
like
Clippers being as bad as they are is really kind of turned things around. I mean, they lost again tonight. They were getting their ass kicked, man. Oh, man, it was gross.
Yeah, who picked them? Who?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone had them like third because they looked at the roster. It was like the Suns. The Clippers are the Suns, man. They had so much talent. You're like, dude, talent alone is going to get this team to 50 wins. That's what we felt about Booker and Beal and Durant. And what we're experiencing this year, I'll continue to equate it to like the Giants teams in the 2000s. I think it was 10, 12, and 14. They won World Series. And the reason they did isn't because they had the best pitching staff. Although they had Madison Bumgarner, Tim Lincecum, but they had an amazing team, amazing defense. And that pitching and defense is what won those World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got like Edgar Renteria on your team, you're not necessarily a great team. But if you have great pitching and great defense, you can do great things. The Suns are showcasing that night in and night out, that great defense and being locked in consistently and being pesky and being disruptive can win you games. Is it going to win us a championship? Probably not. But you know what? We're going to have a fun time talking about it night in and night out.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the New York Giants. I'm like, I can see that because the defense. Maybe
That's
Booker,
maybe
Booker is the Eli Manning of basketball, where he's just like going to get his few championships, but it won't really be by his doing. Even though he'll make a few good plays, like I could see that. But
if we can win a championship, man,
if we can win, I'm getting excited now.
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
You need a unit, we've got you covered. NettlesAirs.com is where to go, brother. Call 623-444-4048. Makes your home
feel great. Where is she? Well, I was on the Los Angeles Lakers subreddit tonight, Matthew, and here's what they were saying on the West Coast. Colin Gillespie looks like Baby Reeves.
He does.
I forget how much I hated Booker's face. Most punchable face in the league, and it's not close.
And somebody replied, even with Dylan Brooks, like right there.
Yeah, he does.
Great reply.
Brooks is such trash. That motherfucker really thinks he is that guy. He's just a dude.
Not anymore.
Dude, it was great, man, because they were all talking so much shit about him early in the game, and then he just started roasting them. It was fantastic. It was a great night to be in subreddit.
You did a suck it again to the fans. I was surprised he didn't get a T. Did you see that?
I didn't.
It was a tiny one. A tiny suck it.
It's like,
yeah.
Why the fuck is Brooks making Kobe shots?
It is
Phoenix is a scrappy team. Dylan Brooks, Royce, Iguodala, even Goodwin, who I miss on the Lakers, compared to our soft-ass, limp lineup.
That's a real Lakers fan right there. Knows the best player in the playoffs.
Yes, exactly.
Worst part is you got Dildo Brooks emoting on you. Annoying.
Great nickname.
That is good.
That's a good one. That's gonna go into like my Hall of Fame. I still have my Hall of Fame subreddits from like last year, the ones that say like Grayson Allen has a micro penis.
Oh yeah, I missed that episode.
Oh man, I have them all from last year. Well, let's see.
Beal had more steps than AA.
Just some great ones. But I'll put that one in there.
I like how the broadcast keeps mentioning we're on the second night of a back-to-back, trying to help us save face. Thanks, fam.
Oh, they were.
Yeah,
I don't feel
Well,
the same now.
yeah.
Just
See,
kidding. They kept
Well-
showing Marcus Smart like it mattered. He was
I
out.
know, right?
He's good. but
If only
whatever.
Marcus Smart was here, we'd have a chance. Let's see. I got two more. Both of them are funny. This one, I'll go with this one first.
Fuck my dumbass life.
That's a good one. And then,
Welp, this shit's over, man. Fuck. I need a tasty sandwich to drown out my annoyance.
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
all right.
Yeah, no
Anything
DA
else?
trash talk, huh?
No, they talked about DA a little bit. They liked what they saw from DA. They're like, man, he's gobbling up rebounds. But as the game progressed, it was funny because they were talking about how Laravia's trash, Vincent's trash, Luka's trash, Reeves is trash, Braun's broke. And then one guy had a great statement in there. He goes, he said all that. He's like, you realize that just like nobody should be playing because everyone, per all of you guys in here, everyone's trash. So I guess
Everyone
they're like bench James, bench Rudy,
Yeah, just
bench
no one should
Dunn.
be playing.
It's like, okay, well, if you bench everybody, then somebody has to play. And I always love how the voice of reason comes in, and then you see it's got like 10 down votes.
Yeah, it's like, what do you want? Just 5 DAs out there playing? That would be fun to watch.
I mean, So, all right, well, let's handle some
mid-range.
hardware.
Jam star of the game.
All right, Jamsters, a reminder, subscribe, rate, review. And if you happen to be looking to make a little money, stop by FanDuel.com and enter promo code, whatever the promo code is. We don't have one. Just put in Suns Jam and it'll say rejected. Okay. But I will say I was so tempted tonight to go with Ryan Dunn rebounds. Now, Ryan Dunn's burned me multiple times because I always bet like his 4 rebound mark. And I got to say, of course, tonight he goes for 8. Like the nights I don't bet on his rebounds, just hitting 4.
Mhm.
I'll do it as a parlay. I'll do 2 things. I'll be like Colin Gillespie 3 threes because he's like money for 3 threes right now. It's like 4 or 5 games in a row he's hit 3 threes. I'm like, and Ryan Dunn 4 rebounds. He won't get it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing it tonight. 8 rebounds. So you're welcome, everybody. But if you happen to be watching along, let us know who your jam star of the game is. Matthew, I'll let you go first.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Colin Gillespie. I think Brooks is awesome, but Gillespie stole the show in the fourth quarter. Absolutely crazy. I think there was 5-6 different times tonight where I'm like, they are taking it to this Lakers team. Like this
Dude, it
is
was
embarrassing
great.
for the Lakers, and it kept going and it kept going, and then Gillespie with the cherry on the Sunday tonight, so I have to give it to him.
Yeah, for me, it started off being like Mark Williams because I just liked what he was doing. And then it was Dylan Brooks for the longest part of it. But like you said,
Yeah.
right at the end of the game when the Suns needed to, put the icing on top, it was Colin Gillespie. And Colin Gillespie is going to get my jam star as well. All right. Up next, we have a little bit of a break here. And that's one thing that's interesting, obviously. We should find out more about Devin Booker's groin tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which sounds perverted.
He was
quite
talking.
honestly.
Yeah. Well, we know about that, but
Yeah.
he was talking to LeBron, during the game because LeBron was just having fun tonight.
Yeah. He was out
So I
there
wonder what he
getting
was
cardio
telling him. Yeah, I think he just told him
He's
it was
like,
like
"My-"
groin or something. But
He's like, my dick hurts.
yeah, he was pointing at his dick basically.
He's like, this hurts. So it'll be interesting to see what the process is because typically it's not the next day. Next day you'll just be like, yeah, it's confirmed. And it's generally a couple days they might have imaging done, right, to see if there's a strain, what have you. My assumption is the Suns are going to fly back to Phoenix tonight. They're going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then they'll fly up to Houston for Friday's game, probably Thursday night. Get into Houston late. Friday game. They have Saturday off. They have Sunday off. They play Monday at Minnesota and then Wednesday at Oklahoma City. That's the NBA Cup quarterfinal knockout round game. So there is a little mini trip against tough competition. Oh, and after that game, if they win, they go to either LA or San Antonio. If they lose, they go to either at LA or San Antonio. So some games up ahead. So excuse me. The advantage that the Suns have is, and this is what's weird about the NBA, right? They just played like 6 games in 9 nights.
Yeah.
And now they're going to play 2 games in 9 nights.
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's just weird. Like we had those back-to-backs last week. You know, second night of back-to-back against the Rockets, second night of back-to-back against Denver. It's like you could have spaced this shit out a lot better, NBA.
Yeah, I don't know why the scheduling is so hard for them. I really don't. It's frustrating, especially when it comes to the cup and stuff, because you want to have fun with it, but you don't want the back-to-backs to pile up too because of it. So it's another thing where I'm actually getting more excited though about the cup. I actually am today. I was a little excited because I think OKC didn't even know they're going to play Phoenix again if they won last game, and then Phoenix actually entered it. So it's going to be surprising to see how the Suns respond if they have Booker, like you said, but. If OKC is like, damn, I don't want to play that team again, just mentally got them there. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what they do in the cup this year.
We shall see. But here's where let's hit another stat.
Ooh, dang, stat me.
So I did the math on it. There's 172 days from the Suns' first game to their last game. 172. Yeah. There's 82 games. So that means there's an average of 2.1 days you could have in between games. You could evenly space it. It'd be every other day. You could throw a back-to-back from time to time, but you could also do, back-to-backs off. And I don't understand the scheduling. But all that, the whole point I'm making is if Devin Booker is hurt, depending on how the severity of it, we do have this little blip in the schedule right now for the next week where he can get some rest and it's only going to miss a game because between now and next Monday, we have one game. That's Houston on Friday.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
What do you think about Houston on Friday?
It's going to be interesting.
Dodging us again?
No, there's no way he's dodging us. But that is the one matchup I'm looking for, right? Everyone is Brooks versus Kevin Durant. See what happens because those guys are coming back. Obviously, Green's not going to be playing, but Brooks is there to prove himself. He stepped up big time against the Rockets last game. Obviously, the Rockets finished us off in the fourth quarter, but it's going to be something where maybe Kevin Durant and Brooks get into it a little bit. We'll see how much Kevin Durant feeds into it and if it takes him out of his game or not. But this is going to be a game where tonight was fun with the Lakers, but it's tough against the Rockets because they are just too long, too athletic, obviously. So it's going to be a difficult task for the Suns to actually stay, in the same kind of mentality tonight without having it kind of swoon the other way at times and give up 10 to 15-0 runs against the Rockets.
Exactly. And I think that's why tonight wasn't only fun, but it was important because during the stretch that we have ahead of us, man, every time you can get a win is huge. And the fact that we won tonight, we're now 13-9, right? So we're 4 games above 500. We can go on a 4-game losing streak and we're still a 500 team. And I think that's important, especially at this point in the season, because there are going to be opportunities in the schedule ahead where we do have some breaks. Right, there is a run where we have like the Pelicans twice in a row, and then we play Charlotte and Brooklyn. It's like, dude, you can run off 4 straight easy. So every time you play a good team like this, one, it's an opportunity for iron to sharpen iron and you to understand what you are, and second, it helps that overall record, and hopefully this team can become a playoff team.
And that's why tonight's win was huge. If they come out of the stretch and they're 500, I understand because the injuries and stuff like that. They have an opportunity to lose 4 in a row, and it might happen. But I keep thinking that, and then we come into these games, and I am just completely surprised still, right? Like, I have to be honest, and I'm sure everyone is too. Like, you wouldn't have seen this coming against the Lakers, even though they are coming off a back-to-back. But the way the Suns are responding in these games, it hits you. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is nice, but it just surprises us, I feel like, every game. So I don't know what to predict. I'm predicting a 0-4 stretch here coming up with the Suns playing, but the Warriors are kind of cruising a little bit. They're not having like the crazy talk in the locker room anymore. It's been a few days since then, so we'll get it together. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised either if the Suns go 2-2 in the next 4 games.
Aussie Suns fan says in the chat, "Do you have a life, Voida?"
Do you have a life, Voida?
Yeah, because I always know these random stats. I don't know if you know this, but like I write for Brightside a lot. And I do a lot of research on those things because what I do is you and I, this is how it goes. You and I have a conversation, like the conversation we had earlier about the way that the Suns play defensively and how it's almost like a football game. I'll write a whole article about that. And I'll write it driving to work tomorrow. I'll talk into my phone. And then when I have like my lunch break, I'll sit and I'll iron it out. I'll add a couple colloquialisms in there. I'll find a couple statistics that fortify what I'm talking about, tweet them out, embed them in the article, and boom. So I have a life. It's just like Saul says, the Suns are void as life.
Suns for life.
I'm here after Matthew and I are here after every
chest.
fucking game, man. Like, you haven't even missed a post game yet. You missed one. You missed the Atlanta game. That's all you've missed. Yeah, that's all you missed.
No, I think I missed one other one, didn't I? No,
Maybe.
because I was going to. I had a migraine,
Yeah.
but then I was fine.
Then
so
you popped
I jumped
on.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, this is our life, guys, and we appreciate all of you, all 602. Hey, 602 of watching right now live, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, wherever you're watching this. We appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting the channel. The best way to do so, just hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, just tell your friends, share the link. You love us nerds, we love you too. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It's time for us to go to bed, kind of. That's all I got, Matthew.
All righty. Yep. Everyone go home, love your family.
Hey, you're listening to the Suns Jam Session podcast, shooting the shit about the Suns since 2019.